Hello everybody. Okay, so this is part 2 of the black and white shoes video. So this is the reference photo, which I said I would do part 2. So this is the picture that we're going to do. I'm going to do on the other side and just show you how I draw it out, and how I decide where everything's going to go. This is this week's part. This is this week, so I know what I'm using this week. So the Jelly Roll pens, which were the ones I ordered from China. Temu, I think I got them from. A paper blender, paper stump, putty rubber, a W.H. Smith pencil, which is quite a dull one, but it's good for doing outlines that we discovered when we did our techniques. Charcoal pencils, and a white watercolour pencil, and a Faber-Castell watercolour pencil, and some chalk. So that's what we're going to be using. So let's use the W.H. Smith pencil, was probably the best one. Let's put these over here for a minute. Okay. So this is the picture that we got up to so far. Let's see if you can see. Hopefully you can see. Okay, so I want to do this shoelace and this boot here. So I also want to say that this bit here I haven't finished, but this bit actually comes round. This part of the shoe actually comes round here. It's not square like it looks there. It actually comes round to here. So I think what we'll do is I can finish with the background, but I know that that's going to be my background line, so I'm going to keep that there where it is. Right, so next I want to fit this shoe on. So I'm going to look at the bottom and the width, and I'm going to look at the negative space I've got in here. So where the back of the shoe is, I've got a wider bit here and a smaller bit here. That's the smallest edge, which I think is probably just a rough one. I would say probably about here. This space here. It comes to right by that shoe there, so we know that's the edge, and then there's a line roughly the back of the shoe is probably about here. This is the white part, so I'm just going to do that bit there. Now if we go up to the shoelace, so the shoelace is in between these two here, so that's kind of level with that, so I'd say roughly shoelace there, curved shape kind of goes next to it and comes up here, so roughly about here. That's where the shoelace is going to be. Okay, so that's just a rough guide. So then we've got the part of the shoe which is about here. So let's go, because this bit here is not exactly the same as this bit, so it's going to be slightly different because it's not completely the same. Right, so I think the top's probably here, I reckon. Around here, I think. Okay, and comes round quite wide. About here maybe. Straight down in a little bit to here roughly. Okay, I think that's probably the outline, which looks okay to me. So the next bit I think I want to do is this part. So I'm just gonna kind of guess this bit really. Comes around like that, like a little triangle shape there. So it's good to reference everything and to see what you're in reference to and what's around it, so you can get an idea. You just need to keep looking and keep observing what you actually can see. So we've got the lines here stitching, and we've got this little rivet here, and then I can't see anything, it's just black after that. So we do the rivet there, and then in between here and here we've got the material of the shoe. So I think possibly that bit. Okay, and then to here, roughly here. So we've got this, now you've got to look at the shape inside. So we've got a V shape here, that bit comes in, the rivet comes round, so it's quite a big arch, that bit. So let's just put that bit in. That's it, and then that's the outside of that bit of material. So I think we'll come round this side. Okay, so that bit's going to be shaded. This is the part of the tongue, and then there's a bit that goes off here, white bit there. Then we've got the laces, so let's have a look. So it's like just roughly that shape. And there's a knot here, which is that shape-ish. So look, that was a good guess, look, because now I can match up this part. This actually wasn't a bad guess, because it seems to be in the right place. So we'll put that bit across there, and then this bit comes down. And that's that part. I'll just go over that bit there. And then okay, so that's roughly the shoelace, that side. So we've got a bit here which comes down. Full shortened to about there, and then we've just got a little tiny bit that we can see. Then we've got this part, so I think maybe there to the knot, and then that's this part here, and then we've got the bit that goes over. I can't actually see anything behind that bit there, so we know the stitching starts to go up, so we can put the stitching bit part in roughly to about there. Okay, so then there's that little line, I think. I'm not sure which way. I think I'll leave that because it's a bit confusing. So stitching, next bit I think we'll do is this bit here. So that's the stitching. Oh, I'm probably leaning on this, and I shouldn't do. It's going to make it all dusty. Right. So I think we'll come down, stitching, and stitching's there. Now I'm going to do this bit, so that's kind of goes round. Okay, and so then we've got a rivet here, which is a C shape like that before. And just before that bend, there's another rivet here. So now I can move that bit over. So let's see where we are here. So that'd be opposite here. So it'd be here. One there. That's like a 3/4 one there. So now we could put them in and they're opposite each other. We can come down here with this stitching, which will be level. These two will be level together. So we know we've got a white piece here. Okay, stitching, stitching, stitching. Right, so I can really stitching a bit. Right, there you go. Now let's do these laces. So this one starts and kind of comes round, and this one goes underneath. This one comes over the top, just to there, and then this one comes over the top to there. And then this one, we can't see the stitching on that one, but we know it goes that way. Okay, so I think that's roughly that line. So let's see, I think this could be a little bit wider. That disappears. Right, so once we've done the white bit, we know if there's a black bit there, so I think we'll go around the outside of that bit just to show. We want to keep that bit black as well. Right, that kind of disappears to here, so we've got that white bit here that disappears around here, and okay. Right, so I think we're pretty good to where everything goes and what we can see. So let's see. Right, that looks pretty good to me. I think that we got that all in there. Oh, this bit here, I think where that inside is here. Yeah, done that. It is a little bit wider. Yeah, I think that's it. That looks good to me. So I think I'm going to do some of this outside with the pan pastels because I feel like it was good for me to see the background and see what I'm doing. So let's just put some shading in. There's a little bit of a shadow that side, so I'm going to leave that bit. This bit here, when I put that bit in, that, right, there's not much here, but I'm going to put that bit in a bit more. Oh, can you see this still? Hopefully you can. So this was the pan pastels that we tried. I just liked these. I just thought they're easy to use. Right. Okay, that's that. Terry Harrison. That is a watercolour fan brush. Okay. So I think I'm going to do, I think last time I did the laces, I think that's probably what I'm going to do this time. I'm just going to sketch them in. Oh, there's a little line there that I didn't put in here. There's a line there where the laces go through. And the other bit was here. I can't really see that bit, but I'll make it a bit longer. So that's a good thing. You've got artistic license to change things if you need to. Because no one's going to look at your reference photo and go, oh, that doesn't look exactly the same. Sometimes you just need to know where things are so you can put them in. And if you need to change them slightly, who knows? No one even knows. So you can change it. If it's easier for you to do, then change it. Take something out or put something in. There's no one telling you can't do it. You can do what you like. It's your picture. You're designing it and you're creating it. So you can put in exactly what you want. And it doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. Don't stress. You need to make it easy for yourself so that you can do it, and then you'll be happy with it when it's finished. Where did that bit go? There's a knot. Oh, it's here. I can't see it properly. What's that shape? Right, that is the curve. That's quite dark underneath, so I'm just going to lighten just this edge here, and that's it. Because it is dark and I don't want to lighten it too much, because then you'll just have to take it back out again and it makes it harder work. Right, so this is the knot. Okay, there we go. Right, so I think that's pretty good. Please do that bit. This bit's quite light here, so I'm just going to go over this bit. Now, this is really white down here, so I think I'm going to use a charcoal pencil. Gioconda white charcoal. So this is really white, so I'm going to use this in all the really white areas. I just like to block stuff out so I can see where I'm going. So let's see. Now this goes to a skinny point, so it's quite wide and then it goes to a skinny point. feel like I'm just talking to myself. This might be the most boring video ever. I'm not sure how much I'm talking in it. I keep forgetting to talk because I'm concentrating. Holding my breath, concentrating. Okay, right, so the toe. Is about here. Okay, and this bit disappears again, so that goes to a point, a bit of a dirty point, so it's just a bit grey. We don't need to put too much in there. And round here. So this black line here, I'm going to leave black, but I want to make sure that it's even both sides. So I'm just looking to see where I need to put that line. I'm just going to shade this pine. Some of that I'm going to leave grey because it's dark. Right. I'm just going to shade this piece in here. And let's get to do little circles. Because it shades it better and it holds onto the tooth and you get more even, clean shading. Right, so now I'm going to... So, okay, so I'm going to do the laces now. Now the top part of the laces is brighter because it's nearer, so... And that's a straight line there, and it comes round. Underneath. Okay, this one's straight and it comes underneath. So it's keeping them in the same direction really, and also it's shading it in the same direction that the actual material is going, or whichever way it is going, and that means that your shading will direct your eye in them directions because they're going in the same way. So this one's a bit of a curve. I haven't done that curve there, but I feel it's more that shape. And I've got the other side to that. Underneath there. Okay, so I can see half of this side. Half of this side here. And that's it. Then we've got the big lace and the knot, so I'm just going to go over the knot, and it's a good little reference point where the knot is because it's kind of in the centre of that bit. So, right, when this bit comes round, I might have to rub this little bit out because it's got a bit of shadow, which you can't see because it's actually on the shoe there. I'll leave it until for now. Right, this is the lace part, little tiggy bit at the end. So there, like that. This bit's quite white. Let's do that bit and straight. That's it. And right, I think that's good for the laces. Got a bit of an idea now where everything goes. You can see then, and I think it's good to be able to block stuff out just to give you an idea of where it's all going, because you can see if it's wrong and you can see what space you've got left as to what you think you need to do. So I know this bit's quite round to about here. Go straight and then it comes round to that stitching. Now this bit's quite bright, but then it gets darker. So there's only a few bits, which I'm going to use a paper stump to blend that, because that will give the proper blend and colour. So it will go more of a grey because it will blend into the paper. So if we use a paper stump here, so I think, see, this is a bit better because it's a bit darker, it's not so harsh. It's a bit darker inside the shoe. So we want to kind of create the illusion that it's round inside and it's got shadow. So this bit's really dark inside, but there are some shadows in here that we can pull out, which are, they are brighter, but they're not too bright. Still want to see them. I'm not going to put the writing inside the shoe. Okay, so that's looking quite good. I'm pleased with that. So yeah, that's right. Let's go back over with the charcoal just to brighten this bit up. Okay, now that bit to the bottom there, I'm going to make that bit darker. A skinny little bit there, but it shows you the shape of the shoe. So this bit here kind of goes round, but it shows you that that's the heel. You can see that. Right. So this bit here I can do, and this bit here is white. So just going to put them bits in. Just like stroking it. I'm not doing it hard, this bit. I'm just stroking the paper in the direction I want the shadows to go in. That's it. So shade this bit in. Okay. Back over this while I've got it in my hand. Okay, so I'm going to use my Jelly Roll pen now. So this is going to be for the stitching. So it's nice with this bit, it's nice to get the stitching done, because then you can see it's straightened your edges. It's good for sharp edges. So this is probably going to be good for this area as well, but you can't paint, you can't draw it over the top of charcoal. So it needs to be on bare paper. And it will grip onto the paper, and you can put charcoal over the top, but you just can't put the charcoal down first. Like, I can't draw over the top of this because it won't stay on. It will just stick to the nib of the pen. So I'm going to put some of these stitches in. I think these will be... So I do try, if I can, to make all the stitches the same size. And I haven't got my glasses on. So I now can't see properly, and I should have put them on. Right. So I can't see, I know roughly. Right, that's it to that. So I can go around and do double row of stitches. And it shows you the width as well by these making it stand out. You can see how wide that part is. Right, so we've got the stitches that come across here. That's it. Then there's a little gap. Then they start about here. Here, this line here. This is not, I think it's because there's pencil underneath, it's not gripping to the paper as good. Okay, right. Yeah, see, I'm having trouble now because I think it's because the pencil's underneath and it's not gripping as much on the paper. Just messed my stitches up a little bit. That's okay. Right, so let's go to, right, the circles where the rivets are. I'm going to rub that out because it's not gripping to the pen. So I'm hoping that if I can pull it out with the putty rubber, then I should be able to draw it back in again. So let's have a look and see. Yeah, that's better. But this goes all the way around. Okay, like that. Put some, make sure it's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out. Right. This one. Right. I can see the end of that one. Right, now let's go. This one, right, let's rub that one out again. Okay. Right, we have one down here. Right, like that. Okay, so now let's come up with the stitching. round the corner. So it goes all the way around to about, actually to about here. So even though we can't see much of the shoe, we can see the stitching. The stitching is still telling us where that shoe is here. Disappears into the distance, so we can see there. We've got two little lines here, and there's a little one here. Right, so we're going to do the tongue, which I'm going to do the line here for that. And there you go, that's the tongue. So that looks quite dark, that bit there. I'm quite pleased with how that looks. Right, let's just... I've got another thickness. I've got some different thickness ones. Let's see. This one is 0.5, 0.8. So this one will be a little bit fatter. So this might help us. It's working. Okay, so we've got the stitching here. So we know this has got a match here. So you might not be able to see because my hand might be in the way with the video camera, I mean. Right, this is coming round, and then it's going to go down around there. So we've got 2 rows, and this is a slight different angle because we're looking at it on this side. It's not hiding from us. So it's the same out as the Loomis method. So when you put things in half, still look at it, even if it's a shoe, that you still got to find a centre point and know roughly, like this centre point we can't see. So imagine that's half the face and the nose. You can't see the centre point because it's hidden, but here we can. So always kind of be wary that that's what you're looking for, to be able to get it in proportion and to know where things are and how they line up. It is really helpful. Right, so this one's more here. That's it. So then we have another one. Where does it come off? I think it's here. So these Jelly Roll pens are so good, and they really show up the stitching, especially on black paper. These are your brightest highlights, so like your cherry on the top. These are what are going to stand out more and give you your detail. Right, so I'm on the second row now. So the second row is pretty straight. So I'm just going to carry this line on. You'll notice I'm leaning on my little finger. I do that quite a lot to support my wrist and to keep me from being steady. And it's a lot better than trying to paint in the air and having nothing to lean on. If you can't lean on your wrist, I can't lean on my wrist because I'm going to smudge all my work. So I find if I lean on my finger, I can pivot. And I've still got something to lean on, but I'm not smudging my work. So I find that really helpful technique. Right, that's going around that corner. Okay, so we've got these. We've done these already, but I just wanted to go around them a little bit. That bit, this bit we can straighten this bit up. Come round. Oh, I haven't done this bit here, so I find it easier to come back round. So that's that bit. So that's quite changed quite now, this bit. We can see I changed my line as I put that in because I thought it looked a bit different. It didn't look like it was in the right place. Right, I think that's that for that. So we've got a bit of, did I use this one? I know I did this with this crisscross effect. I think I might just pencil that bit in a little bit. And I'm going to use the putty rubber to get this black line in. So I'm going to take out, I'm going to squeeze it like this. And I'm going to take out the charcoal that's in that top bit. Which I can then go back over. So it's a good time to clean up your edges while you've got the putty rubber. Clean up all your edges that you want to keep clean. It's a bit dirty. I think I lent on that bit there. I know I definitely lent on this over here. Let's just clean this up while we've got it. That's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. I think that's looking good. I'm happy with it. I'm just going to sharpen this charcoal pencil because I want this bit to be a bit brighter. So now we know this is right in the right place. We can brighten this piece up here. It's good to just build it up on top of the layer underneath. And everything is layers. If it's watercolour or it's acrylic, it really does. You can't do everything in one layer, and it really does make a difference when you start to layer stuff. And I don't know if any of you've got iPads, but there's a program that you can get. It's £10 and it's just a one-off payment. And it's called Procreate. And you can draw and paint digitally on an iPad, and that's really good practice to help you with what brushes do without making a mess and getting all your materials out. And I will do a lesson on Procreate because it's a fabulous tool, and it will really help your drawing experience because you'll be learning different brush techniques. Even though it is on an iPad, you are still able to do it. It's good practice if you're sitting down watching TV or you want something to do, you don't want to get all your paints out. And it's good drawing practice, and it records all your brush strokes. So from the minute, it's a bit like this video, from the minute you start painting and start a new project, it records all your brush strokes and it plays it back in a time lapse. So it might take you 2 hours to do a painting, and then it'll play it back in about 2 minutes fast, and it will show you what you did and how you got to the final picture, which is really good practice. So it's called Procreate. So it's really good. It's well worth £10. All the top designers use it. It's not a monthly subscription or anything like that. It's just a one-off payment. So yeah, I can go through that another day. because it's taught me a lot, and I use it quite a lot. And it actually was my daughter that told me about it. Oh God, it must have been 8 or 9 years ago. And she said, Mum, you've got to use Procreate, because she was at school then, and all the boys and, you know, the people that want to do design, they design new cartoon characters and game characters, and they was using it, and that's how she got to hear of it. And she said, oh Mum, it's so good, you really want to use it. So I just thought, oh, for £10 I'll just download it. It's really good. It's really good. So it's really good for just for your drawing and to get experience. Well, I think that's about it for my shoes. I think I'm going to leave it there so that the video is not too long. So that's my pair of shoes. So this was obviously my reference photo, and I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with how that looks. And I think if it was framed, it would look really nice in a frame. Or just keep it in your portfolio with all your work. So I didn't give so many tips and techniques on this one. I was too busy drawing to try and get it finished, just to show you. But I'm pleased with how it is, and I hope that you try and not be too daunted by how something looks. You just have to, excuse me, you just have to look, and as you're going along, and keep looking at your reference photo and keep looking at where you are in relation to where things belong and where things are. And I think we've got that in quite a good place, and everything is pretty much what you see. It's not perfect, but it's for good study and for good practice. I think it's good. So please try it, and I'd love to see all your pictures and see how you get on. Okay, and I will see you again in class. Have fun. Bye bye.